Hi, my name is Brooke Lippman.
And I'm Dr. Deb Lippman.
And this is Wine Together,
a podcast where we drink some wine and have a chat. Because we drink wine like normal people, with food, opinions, and zero pressure to talk fancy.
So sit back, relax, and get that corkscrew ready.
So, anyway, Brooke, okay. First of all, we kind of started something last week we're hoping to stick with. So if you saw the Instagram post yesterday, you know that our wine is Epicuro Rosato. It's a rosé. We don't know if you went out and bought a bottle to sip with us.
Yep.
But if you did, let's all try that first sip.
Also, don't say yesterday because it is Sunday now, as of this going up. It's fine.
You're right.
We record the day after the post goes out.
Oh, yes. So anyway, if you saw our Instagram post this week, I guess would be more appropriate. But anyway, yeah, so a rosé, because, spring is here. Your thoughts?
It's really good.
Isn't it? It's
actually
really,
I have
really
to say, because I don't usually like rosé, but I really like this one. But I also really love Epicuro, so.
Yes, we're really into the Epicuro wines. We absolutely love the Puglia region in Italy.
We have to try the Epicuro Chardonnay at some point.
Absolutely. This summer would be perfect for that. I love a good Chardonnay in the summer. I definitely get strawberries when I sniff it. And definitely on the back end. Berries, strawberries. Yep. Some people get watermelon. And I'm sure this summer when I drink this, I will as well. I'll probably get that.
Put watermelon
sometimes it's just, oh my goodness, what a great idea. We will do an Epicuro Rosé cocktail with watermelon. So that's what we'll do. But yeah, I definitely, that was first sip. Second sip, it is so light, crispy. I love this one. I love it, love it, love it. We'll be buying this one again. And, while we're at it, just, some people wear their heart on their shirt sleeves. Well, I'm letting you know this March Madness, what I'm wearing on my hoodie, who I'm pulling for.
I mean, Duke did really well last year, right? Like, they almost won. Didn't they get to the finals?
I have no idea.
They got to, the final.
I forget from week to week, but I know that they did well in the season only because your Uncle Corey told me that they were doing well, so I went and looked up the stats as soon as he told me. So yeah, they did well. I think they only lost, 2 games in the regular season. So anyway, back to thinking about that. But I love how this works. I love how it worked with what we paired it with. Now, I have a few things to say about that last night, but we'll get to that because I kind of want to talk about rosé wines because, again, you and I we weren't big fans. And I kind of started turning into a fan when we went to that wine cellar. And the man said, oh, nope, no red wines today. We're only trying rosés. And I was so disappointed. I mean, I actually thought I was going to be mad. But he was fantastic. And then at the end, he did open a bottle of red for me. So that was super, super kind. And then, of course, because he was so nice, your dad bought a bottle of everything that he offered us that day. So we tasted 7 bottles of wine. Your dad bought us 7 bottles of wine. So...
yeah, and then we had to carry... Actually, I had to carry it.
Not all of it.
I'm pretty sure...
No, Dad had a lot of them in his backpack.
I had to carry a big, yeah, but he had it in his backpack. I had to carry a box.
Yeah.
And it was what? It was
eventually,
30 Celsius?
Once we got to that part of the hill where it was going to be... we got rid of the box. And he put the rest in his backpack. So, yeah, you did have to carry it for a little ways. But anyway, what I was saying about the rosés is, I've learned different things about, how they make rosé wines. But supposedly, the old way is to, the grapes don't spend as much time with the skin. And so then that's kind of how the pink color comes about because they don't spend so much time with the skin. They don't have that dark red color. And so, it's a red grape that, kind of, they shed the skin off of it earlier. But as you and I will remember, I think you'll remember, that's how you do. We went to a wine cellar and they told us that the way they made their rosé was they mixed their white and their red together. And so I looked this up to say, oh, well, which is correct, right? They actually do both. There are some rosés that have that traditional old world method of, taking the skins up a little early, and some that actually the vineyards will mix their white with their red. It's called an assemblage. You heard that word last week, assemblage. And so that's what some others are. This particular rosé was one that did not spend as much time with the skin.
Okay.
So it's not an assemblage. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Is that what the difference between rosé and rosata is?
No, I don't think that. I think rosata is just an
Because this
Italian.
is a rosata.
Correct. I think it's just an
okay.
Italian word instead of rosé. They say rosata,
Okay.
especially in the Puglia region. So or at least that's what I got. That was my understanding. But that was a good question. So I have another question for you, because one reason we went ahead and started the rosé was because we've had sunshine like all week this week. Now we're getting snow next week.
Here
But this week, we've had sunshine, and it was kind of feeling like spring, and spring's, well, I'm going to just say spring is here. And so it was we felt like, okay, sunshine, spring, let's go ahead and break into the rosés. And, it made me think, I was out on the balcony earlier exercising, and the sun was like, I was like, oh my goodness, I had to take off the long sleeves and do my exercise with a short sleeve shirt on. And I thought, ooh, poolside. We don't have a pool on our balcony, but I'm just saying, poolside. Love to drink a glass of wine poolside. So is this rosé, or rosata, to you, Brooke, is it poolside, with food, or both?
Like summer fruits like that we bring to like the beach or something. Yeah, so kind of with food, but not really.
So more poolside.
So poolside with snacks. Yeah.
Poolside with snacks. We love fruity snacks poolside. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So it's kind of both for you, but certain kind of special both. I gotcha. That makes sense to me. I like that. I really do. That's pretty good. Do you think it's drinkable? This is just one of those wines that you can just drink.
Yeah.
I think so too. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, especially yesterday, like what I did, I added some white wine to it.
Yes.
It was really good. So I thought, it was really good mixed with the white wine.
I will say, every sip I take, I can't wait for summer to buy this bottle again, along with a watermelon. You've really got me wanting to try that.
I mean, we could go ahead and buy it and then just save it for the summer.
We could do that, especially if we find it on sale, because I tell you,
watermelon and strawberries.
Yes, I definitely want some strawberries with this, because I taste a little hint of strawberry, but boy, it would be so good with kind of a heavy dose of strawberry.
We can make sangria, but with watermelon, strawberries, and the rosé. I just thought
now we're talking. I love sangria. Oh my gosh!
I don't think I've ever had real sangria.
Okay, then I'm going to take you somewhere very soon.
Okay.
Because little lady here in Soliterne makes her own homemade sangria at one of your favorite places to eat.
Okay.
The Flammkuchen.
Oh, okay.
She makes her own sangria. And I'm telling you, one day I went there by myself and I had my little kleine Flammkuchen. And then, of course, I had a, what's the other thing they serve?
Crepe. And
she had just made some fresh sangria the day before.
Nice.
I said, well, okay, yeah, I'll take a glass of that. Because, of course, I had my Ufi beer with my Flammkuchen. And then I have the sangria. Well, I could barely walk away when I left that place.
I mean, to be fair, I went on a picnic the other day, and I drank an entire, small-sized bottle of demi-sec.
Yeah, so
it was rosé demi-sec. I had a lot of rosé this week.
Yeah, this week has been a rosé week. Man, I'm okay with that. It's very drinkable. I think, and it's so funny because I don't think of it like, I think that a lot of times in the past, especially in winter, sometimes when I'm sitting drinking a red wine, it feels heavy.
Okay.
But not always. A lot of times it just kind of flows. But this does feel light. It feels spring. It just feels, yeah. It feels like I'm getting ready for warm weather.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think so. But, you know,
Yep.
I don't think it's a little shy rosé either. I think it's got a little bit of personality to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe that's just kind of what we paired it with that kind of helped it go that way. But I don't know. Definitely not a rosé whisper. It's not. It comes in and it says, hey, I'm here. I brought snacks. And I'm ready for the evening, you know, especially sitting out poolside or sitting out on the balcony. I think this would be the perfect wine for that. You know, so what do you think? All that and more?
Yeah.
Okay. So we did, let's see, no, we had steak the week before. Am I correct?
Last week, yeah, we had like the beef on top of the, so a steak on top of the French fries and stuff.
Oh, yeah, the street food, like, okay, yeah, okay. So this was Italian, so we went with a fish and risotto.
Yeah, it was difficult to find like something easy to do because the only things that pair with Italian rosé are vegetables and fish. Not even chicken. It did not, nowhere did it say chicken, because I was like, well, maybe you could get away, and I was like, no, because it doesn't say chicken. And I can understand why chicken would not pair with this wine. I would not pair chicken with this wine. Not at all. So I get it. But it's so difficult because we live in Switzerland, where there is no sea fish.
Yeah.
There is only lake fish, which, I mean, there is some sea fish, but again, it's not as fresh as the lake fish because there's lots of lakes and fresh water, but there's no ocean.
Which we bought frozen fillets.
Frozen. And it did not have bones in it, so I was pretty happy with that.
I will say, I think because I was trying to read so much about how am I going to make this work with this wine. I was reading how to prep this, and so because we had to buy the frozen fillets, I thought, well, okay, it's still going to work.
And we didn't make the risotto handmade, like, by hand either. Like, we used it from a box. It was it was difficult. I was like, oh, Italian will be easy. No.
Yeah. Well, actually, because of we did make the risotto, if you want to call it handmade. We just didn't pick the rice pellets is all we didn't do.
Oh, well, I thought it was just...
No, it's not la pasta.
Oh,
it's like a rice.
Just the rice in the box?
But it's a special kind of rice that kind of has a creaminess to it. It absorbs more liquid.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to make risotto because she made it yesterday. Because she thought it was going to be too difficult for me. So I was like,
no,
okay,
I'm ready to teach you. I just wanted to make sure I could do it. Here's why. Again, it's another Corey moment. Corey, I am so sorry. But I'm just telling on him today. But several years ago, he had made some risotto for like Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. I can't remember. Where one of the side dishes that he brought to the family meal was risotto, and it was fabulous. It was so delicious. He said, yeah, but, you know, it's not that easy to make. And I was like, no, it's not. You have to get it just right. You have to stir it just right. And so I had remembered that conversation. It was just in my head when we were talking about doing risotto and fish that I thought, okay, maybe I should do the risotto this time. And that's the reason why. It was because I had remembered that conversation.
And then I couldn't do the fish because there's certain fish that I can cook. I did not feel comfortable cooking the frozen fish.
I will say, the way I did it, you're going to love it because what I did was I let it thaw, and I let it thaw. Yeah. And so that water that came off as ice that melted, I left that water in the dish. Yep. I added salt, pepper, garlic, and lemon.
You almost forgot the garlic.
And I added some butter. I did almost forget the garlic. Then I added some butter. I stuck it in the oven for 15 minutes, and that was it. I didn't even flip it.
We gotta try it with that herb butter that they have.
Oh, yeah. That would be perfect. I'd love it with the Crowder butter. Yeah. I do think I would like that. And so I thought it was so simple. And the risotto turned out, to me, I know you had some crispy pieces, but I didn't. It was all creamy.
I think there were only a few pieces of rice that were like hard, and Dad and I got all of them.
Yeah. I think it's because they were the ones that kind of stuck to the side and I didn't quite get them in the liquid long enough.
Which is fine because I can continue to eat rice if it has a few chunky bits. But if I have bones in my fish, as much as I try, I keep trying, I can't finish the fish.
Yeah.
I try and I try. I take a few bites and I'm like, I can't finish it.
Yeah.
But there were no bones in that fish.
I'm so glad to hear that, because to me the fish did not have a lot of flavor to it.
Yeah, I didn't think
It
so
was
either.
very which was okay because the risotto was so rich.
Yeah, but
and
I
creamy
also
with
think
the butter and the parmesan we used was perfect. But here's what was wrong. I had forgotten to buy fresh garlic and had to use garlic powder.
Oh yeah.
That's what was wrong.
Also.
And it didn't come out in the fish that I put it on. It didn't come out in the risotto. It was just a bland.
Yeah. I think though the fish having less of a taste helped with the wine.
Absolutely. I was going to say that, and I'm glad you brought that up.
It brought out
Absolutely.
more in the wine.
The acidity in the wine just kind of cut right through that creaminess in the risotto, and then it just helped that plain fish taste just delicious.
Yeah.
It was such a great pairing. I mean, it absolutely worked. And honestly, once I teach you to make risotto, and which we're going to do that soon, I promise. Once you learn it, you'll be able to do it. And then this fish, like I said, it was so simple because I let it thaw and I just stuck in the oven. And seriously just left it there for 15 minutes. I didn't bother trying to flip it. I just waited until it got completely white, and it was done, and it was cooked through.
Yeah.
It was not cold. I thought I thought even though it was plain, the wine just made it perfect. It brought every single bit of. The only thing missing, well, other than the fresh garlic, that was a big mistake on my part.
That's okay.
And I won't make that mistake again. I can promise you
this.
We bought garlic today because I was so upset.
We usually have garlic. So I had used all of it the other day, and when I asked last week if you wanted me to get more, you said no.
Well, I don't know what I was thinking. That was a dumb part on my mistake. But that has been remedied. We now have a good big fresh garlic bulb in the kitchen, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I just thought, the only thing missing was cake.
Like a piece of cake?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was because it was a light. It wasn't a heavy meal, and so I thought, I could have dessert. But we didn't have cake.
Vanilla cake with the buttercream frosting.
That would have been excellent.
That
would have been excellent. But your dad did say, well, how about a scoop of ice cream?
Yeah.
He did scoop me. I had 1 scoop of vanilla ice cream and 2 tiny pieces of dark chocolate blocks.
Ice cream in this also.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm coming up with all these kinds of drinks. Look at that.
It was so funny because I was tempted to say to him last night, because we still had some after dinner, and I was tempted to say, just put the scoop of ice cream in my rosé, but I didn't. I did not. No. Instead, we just finished the bottle.
I couldn't, because I had more ice cream than you at lunchtime.
Yeah, okay.
We had the gelato. That was really good.
Yeah. I really like this. Yeah, this is definitely one of those easy drinking Italian ones. And I think it's so funny because lately, I probably shouldn't tell this, but oh well, I'll tell on myself. I have opened more than 1 bottle of wine a couple of nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, sharing it between 3 people, it should just be okay with just 1 bottle of wine, but I haven't done that. I've opened, and so last night I had used some of the white wine for the risotto, and then I thought, well, let's just finish. The bottle's open.
Yeah,
let's finish the rosé, then finish the white wine.
Yeah, that's what I mixed with my rosé.
Yeah, so I was, okay, but I just felt like it was so funny because when I was eating last night, and I do love to cook. I love to cook. I hate to clean up. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. But last night I felt like I was at a fancy dinner. I had my rosé wine and a fancy fish dinner with risotto. It was, like I said, I mean, the only thing was that garlic. I mean, that really made a difference, using garlic powder instead of fresh garlic. But other than that, it felt like a fancy dinner. And I thought, I really like that. I mean, I did. I thought, So would we buy it again?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. Absolutely. It just absolutely will. It just, like I said, it just works. It's just one of those things that it followed the assignment. It just, it did its job. And then we finished the bottle last night. And now we have another bottle for today that we will finish tonight. I'm certain of that. Even though, we have to do this. So you know, I think this is proof that a good wine doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be for a fancy thing. But I felt like, well, you know, I was pretty proud of my dinner, so I did feel like I had a fancy dinner. But it doesn't have to be.
See, it doesn't feel fancy when I cook it.
No, because now last week, remember, you wanted it to be street food.
Yeah.
And
I
it
know.
was
I was
perfect.
just kidding, but I've also had some fancy ones. The French dish.
Oh my gosh, that was so
3
good.
hours to cut vegetables.
It was so delicious. It was really, really good. Yeah. So
yeah, next time we do a French wine, we're not doing a French dish. There's no way I can do another French dish.
I'm okay with that because we have some French wines already in the wine thingy, wine rack. I can't find words. We have some French wines already, and so what would you do then? If it's
I don't
not
know.
French
like
food?
I can find other
We'll
stuff
make French
because
fries.
they have like specific pairings, so you can find recipes that are not from that country with the food pairing.
I think that but our big thing is
well,
we
yeah,
don't
I
eat
know,
a lot of red meat. We just don't.
Yeah.
And so many of the wines, the suggestion is so often is red meat. And so,
well, I think that's mostly just for red wine. But I've been pairing chicken with the red wine. I've been pretty good at that.
I will say, I think if you use some of the wine early on with what you're cooking, like what I did with the risotto.
Yeah.
I probably could have used some of the rosé in it, but I kind of wanted that white wine in it. So, but you add it early, and it just kind of it brings the wine and the food together.
I mean, that's what I've done before, like with some of the. But when I did the French one, I used cognac instead of wine.
Yeah, which was really good. I will say
I like cooking with cognac.
That was lamb, right?
No. I used chicken.
Oh, okay.
For that
well,
one.
all right.
I don't remember which one I used lamb for. It might have.
It was really good. Either way, I mean, a lot of them have just been really,
pretty
really
good at cooking meat now. Like, except for steak. I don't know if I could do that. I'm scared of that.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, and I don't I don't mind helping out, doing a few little pieces of the work as far as the cooking goes. I really don't, but it's unfortunately yesterday I did just kind of take over, and I apologize.
It's okay. I was tired yesterday.
But I definitely want to teach you how to make the risotto because I think that is something that is an impressive dish to make.
Yeah.
It is impressive, and especially if you don't do the ready-made boxes, because there are ready-made boxes where all you have to do is add water and put it on to boil, turn it down, and it's done. But if you're using the rice and you're having to make it cream yourself, it kind of it's a bit intensive. But I got to use one of my favorite dishes yesterday. I got to use all the matching cookware that we had. You mentioned that, and I thought, I got to use some dishes that I don't use often, and so I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
So, anything else?
I don't think so.
So we got a plan for summer with this sweet little pink one, And so
I'll say too bad we can't bring it with us. Oh, I wonder if they'll have Epicuro at duty free.
We can look at duty free, to see if they have the Epicuro ones, because that would be fun. And also we can ask some of our friends from the States if you see the Epicuro, you'll see you've seen the Instagram pictures, so you'll know.
If you see anything Epicuro in the U.S., leave a comment or something, because
please.
We need to know.
Yeah, this would be a good information to have so that we know that we could just go there and buy it. We know we're going to pay more for it, but and that's what I love about this one. It was definitely under 10 francs. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it just because when editing it makes us look.
Oh, because we're not even.
Yeah, it just looks so weird because you're always like.
I'm lazy.
And I just lean back in the chair.
Okay, that's uncomfortable to me. Okay. That's so uncomfortable.
It just looks awkward because then there's a shadow on my face.
Okay, sorry.
And that also looks difficult. Like it's
okay. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Really, whether you're sipping along with us when we're talking and chatting, or you're just here for our opinions, which we appreciate you accepting them. Until next time, find something that you like, pair it with something good, And don't overthink it.
We'll be back next week with a new bottle of wine and a new food pairing. In the meantime, if you want to join the conversation, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Wine Together Pod. Join our Facebook group, Wine Together Podcast. And you can subscribe, like, and comment on YouTube. Is that it? That's it.
That's kind of
it. Yeah. So
cheers.
Cheers.